boys and girls. Last time we were together, I had you thinking about themes that ran throughout the stories that you were reading. I asked you to be thinking, why is the author writing this? What is this book telling me about life? I want to tell you I'm so proud of the work that you're doing. This is harder reading. I'm actually really making you synthesize and think about what is happening in your story. This is deeper level thinking. I'm not asking who are the characters. I'm not asking about the setting. I'm making you think about why the author is writing the text you're reading. And it's hard. I think for me, when I'm reading Number the Stars, one of the main themes that I saw in the story had to do with war. And so I wrote on mine themes for Number the Stars. And I wrote, war causes children to grow up quickly. Now that's my sentence that describes my theme. But then you can't just have a statement and then not be able to back it up with evidence. I want to show you my book. If you're in my class, students that have been in my class have seen what I do with books. Since I'm not underlining or writing in this, I usually end up with books that have Post-its. Look at this one. I have Post-its all over where I think, or I highlight, where I think I find the most important things in the story about what I want to remember. So because I thought war causes children to grow up quickly was one of the main themes, I documented where I found information that made that to be true. For example, on this page, on page 9, the little girl, Kirsty, Anne-Marie's little sister, said, I wish I could have a cupcake, a big yellow cupcake with pink frosting. And the cupcake idea keeps coming back over and over again. And this had to do with the longing for things to be normal, for a sweet treat. And then her mom said, they said, oh, there hasn't been any butter or sugar for a long time, a year at least. When will there be cupcakes again? When the war ends. And even up here, why doesn't he go back to his own country? They're talking about the soldiers. And then I found another place back in the text where, just for example, when they have Ellen come to stay in their house because she has to be hidden because of the war. Those are all proof that war does cause children to grow up very quickly. It changes things. But when you share a book with someone, or when you talk about your reading with someone else, it helps you have another perspective. Remember how I told you in the beginning of our at-home learning that I had a friend named Erin who would share books with me and I would talk about books with her? Well, I'll tell you, Mrs. Casey and I have been doing a lot of talking about Number the Stars. And, you know, she kind of thought about another type of theme that could be in this story as well. And we talked about it over a Zoom meeting because we wanted to get to where we thought we could give you some of the best ideas for theme. And she thought maybe bravery and true friendship. And I'd say I would agree with her. This isn't the only answer. Bravery and true friendship is a theme of Number the Stars as well. And by talking with someone else, I was able to get a new idea. So when you read texts, I want you to be able to think there could be more than one right answer. When I'm asking for themes or ideas that are open-ended like this, if you give good examples, you can have more than one correct answer for a theme. And oftentimes, text has more than one. So when we went in to look for evidence of bravery and true friendship, she brought up the idea of Anne-Marie's mama. She had a dog named Trofast, and guess what his name was? Trofast meant faithful. And so by the mom bringing up Trofast and saying that his name means faithful, that's how Anne-Marie and her mother are treating Ellen. They're faithful to her. They're sticking by her, and they're trying to do anything that they can to make sure she was safe. So this idea about being faithful, it's not just about one or two characters, it's something important throughout the story. So it's the idea of taking care of the people that you care about. So then that got me thinking, okay, Mrs. Casey came up with bravery and true friendship. Could there be more themes in Number the Stars? And so I thought about family, the idea of family being a theme, because they stick together. The family sticks together, and when they're helping Ellen, they go into Ellen's, or they go to Anne-Marie's mother, Uncle Henrik's house, and they all are working to try to help each other. And then the last one is pride. So when you're doing your work today, what I want you to do, I want you to see, you've been doing good work so far. You've already thought of a theme, you've gone into reasons why, but I want you to dig in a little bit deeper. Can you think of any other themes that also apply to the text that you're reading? Now I have to go back in and especially tell the students in my class, I need to make sure that you're listening to the stories that I'm reading aloud, okay? The chapters that I'm reading aloud. You should have read or listened to chapter 6 and 7 and 8 this morning, or 8 before our lesson today. Please make sure you're listening to the chapters that I've been reading aloud to you on our Canvas pages. Make sure you listen. I'm going to show you one other piece that I want you to think about when you're doing your writing today. So what I want you to do is continue thinking about the theme that you had thought was most important for your story. But after you dig in and you read some more, I want you to think of some of these thought prompts. I used to think this, but now I realize, make sure you add because and give evidence why you feel the way you do. On the surface, and this one, I think, this one is one that I could have used for Number the Stars. On the surface, this is a story about how war causes children to grow up quickly. But I really think this is a story about bravery and true friendship. That was Mrs. Casey's. See how you can combine themes to really get a great answer? So I'm asking you to do hard thinking. This is fifth grade work, and you're almost there. This is what I'm expecting you to do. I want you to see if you can combine themes to really give a great answer, okay? I'm going to have your teachers put this on their Canvas pages so that you can use them if you need to, but I want you to read some more. I want you to see if there's any other themes that you can be thinking of that apply to your story, and please make sure you're listening to your teachers read aloud to Number the Stars. It's a fantastic book.